She was nude, and she was found in a kind of a clump of trees, small shrubs.
A dead teenager, 40 years searching for a killer.
You've got the DNA of the killer.
Correct.
But you don't know who it is.
Correct.
And then a break in the case, thanks to the murderer's son.
It's been a long time. I'm glad I'm still alive to see it.
We're talking about tracking down a killer. It's a murder mystery solved in part because of some curious college kids.
This is such an interesting case. We profiled the MSP cold case unit working with Michigan State students last fall, and it ended saying, wouldn't it be cool if they were actually able to solve a case? That's exactly what happened.
Kim Louiselle loved poetry, spending time with her sisters, just being a teen. What happened in her last few weeks of life is a mystery. The questions begin on 8 Mile near Merriman in Livonia. It was March 20th, 1982. Kim had just left her boyfriend's home, called her mom from a gas station payphone to say she was headed home. Kim decided to hitchhike, something she had done before. She never made it home.
When did you know, Bill, something was wrong?
You could feel it.
Days would turn into weeks. Kim's mother remembers how police kept asking about her daughter being a runaway.
She was not a runaway. She was on her way home. And that afternoon, they came back and told us they had found her.
Kim's body was found here at this park and ride in South Lyon off of I-96.
She was nude, and she was found in a kind of a clump of trees, small shrubs.
An autopsy would show she had been dead for 4 to 5 days. So where was Kim the 3 weeks before she was found? The search for answers intensified, but that search would go cold.
About 15 years ago, I just started Googling her name to see if I could find anything on her.
Cindy is Kim's younger sister. She's dedicated herself to help track down Kim's killer. From making and posting flyers, starting a Facebook page, she became a pseudo-detective.
In our crime scene.
And then a twist in the case. A new set of eyes. Michigan State University students taking part in a cold case internship, working with Michigan State Police. We profiled their work last fall. They were working on Kim's case.
Young girl who was hitchhiking, that was the last time she was seen.
While they sifted through all the boxes of evidence and files, there was a name that caught their eye. Charles David Shaw. You see, back in 1983, someone tipped police that Shaw had lived in the area of where Kim lived, recently destroyed his apartment. They thought it was suspicious. Cops took note, but never tracked down Shaw. The cold case college students, along with MSP, remembered Shaw was connected to a 1983 murder, Christine Castiglione from Redford. In that case, police were able to get DNA from Christine's body.
You've got the DNA of the killer.
Correct.
But you don't know who it is.
Correct.
So then you take that and you say, let's see if we can send that to these companies who collect DNA.
Correct.
And make a comparison.
Yes.
And it works.
The DNA match comes back tied to the Shaw family. But remember, David Shaw's DNA was not in the system, so police had an idea. They tracked down Shaw's son.
So you go to him and say, listen, we think your father could be a killer and we want your DNA to see?
It was a match. Christine's case was solved. Police would discover Shaw was dead. He killed himself not too long after Kim was found dead at that park and ride. So, could Shaw be connected to Kim's murder?
We immediately switched gears and started focusing in on Charles Shaw. We created maps of any locations that he was pinpointed at.
We did a property audit on all the property and all the evidence that we had in Kim's case.
The students, along with detectives, took the evidence to the MSP crime lab and asked for it to be retested. And then, 4 months later, results, a hit. 1 sperm cell was found.
We are 100% confident Charles David Shaw is responsible for the death of Kimberly Louiselle.
The family just got the news a few days ago. Kim's murder had been solved.
I mean, you've got college kids becoming pseudo-detectives trying to piece this together.
They did a good job, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did a great job.
It's been a long time. I'm glad I'm still alive to see it.
Now, police tell me Shaw is also a suspect in another murder, and if he is proven to be responsible in that death, he would be termed a serial killer. Those college students had so much to say about their role in cracking this case. Couldn't put it all in one piece, so we did some extended cuts of our interviews, posted them on clickondetroit.com. Definitely worth playing because it's so interesting the different lens that they saw this whole case from.
Yeah, you know, such fascinating work on behalf of those students, detectives, young detectives, helping to crack this case. Now, you mentioned that Shaw was identified because of his DNA, his son's DNA.
Right.
Is his son talking at all right now?
No, and he isn't. I mean, he didn't have a real close relationship with his father, but he was really willing to help police as they tried to solve the murders. But it is crazy to think about the case that it was actually solved because family members just sent their DNA in because they were curious for their ancestry. So there's just so many pieces to this puzzle.
Yeah, again, so fascinating.
But some
What a fresh
relief
set
for
of
the
eyes can
family,
do.
and that's what's most important.
Yeah, for sure.